Welcome to Channel Devonity, the only show where a bunch of less than desirables drink copious amounts of cider and play Dungeons and Dragons in the heart of Devonian. Welcome.
Hello.
It's been a while. Oh shit, yeah.
I like it.
Got to swear, people.
I like it how we're playing in the heart of a Devonian. That's one big.
Killed a Devonian.
We are playing tonight, yeah.
That's why the tables are nice and red and shiny.
Remember the film Inner Space? We've done that.
Yeah. How we doing? You all good?
Yeah, living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream. Yeah, you sound like
never
it.
ends for me.
Yeah, good.
Someone called it a nightmare.
Probably somebody else's nightmare. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Glad to be back.
It's been a while.
Been a bit of a hiatus. Yeah.
Well, it won't be for these people.
No.
You guys.
Yeah, it's been a while for us, but you at home.
The fan at home will definitely not experience this moth-on cat.
Yeah. Like, everyone's aged a bit, haven't they? How long's it been?
Yeah.
81 years.
It's half tempted to just go completely shaven just to freak people out.
I have dropped the heart of the ocean off of a boat since the last time we were here. So.
Well,
Why? You could have just sold it.
I know, right? I know.
Why'd you let Jack drown, you
Beating
bitch?
myself up about that.
There was plenty of
There
room
was
on
room on
that door.
that door.
You could have easily got 2 people on that door.
But it was cold. I don't like.
So why'd you let him drown?
Because he was even colder.
He was a poor person. I couldn't let him live.
I needed room for my dress.
so everyone's good then, yeah?
Yes.
Fucking love
We got there. Yeah,
Are you good?
I'm alright. Yeah, I'm always great.
Awesome.
You know me.
Why?
Are we going to... Well, I suppose if we can remember what happened last time.
Why would you even ask that?
Well, it's literally like just
I was
pop
hoping that he was just going to fill us in.
Why don't we play Channel Devonity?
And we're back from the intro.
Here we
Back
are.
to the show.
So,
Twats.
what? Thanks. What happened last time then? On
We
Channel
ran.
Devonity?
We ran a
It feels
lot.
like we ran away a lot, yeah.
Ran so far.
Oh no, we
Yeah.
chased as well.
So
We
far
chased.
away.
Oh, we did also chase.
Yeah, ran and
Yeah.
chased. So, chase someone that decided to steal my money.
Yeah.
Or our collective
'cause
wealth.
You're the
Those
accountant.
little bastards.
Yeah. So, gave chase to them, only to find the ring of crime guys. and
And the Legion of Doom.
In cahoots
Pretty
with
much.
Southwest Water.
So yeah, turns out Southwest Water has been charging everyone astronomical prices, even though we're not using the drainage.
There's a fucking mermaid, the evil bastard.
And
He has the audacity to be in a tank of water.
the cheek.
David tries to kill him.
Oh yeah, you popped his head.
He decided to liberate the water.
we got
Pound to the people.
we got spotted. So I decided the best idea was to just
Batman's tank.
let Shamu go. So
Free Willy.
Jump, Willie.
go Shamu. And in the process, we were like, "Better get out of here." We did retrieve the money though, so
Yeah, retrieve money.
We still have proof that we have done things.
yeah,
Yeah.
managed to run away quite well.
Quite well, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
You
like-
went through the market district again?
Yeah.
While being chased?
Yeah.
With a basket of fruit in your hand as well.
Oh,
Move through an alleyway.
basket of fruit, yeah.
Crossing rooftops while being chased.
Yeah. You did that spell that made them forget why they were chasing us for a bit, which
Yeah, that was fun.
let us get in front.
Yeah, I convinced them that we were not.
Yeah.
we were not.
Didn't you have
Yeah,
some?
no, not us.
Yeah, you
you
drew
magical.
hopscotch and you had a little game of hopscotch.
Oh yeah, drew the little thing, yeah.
Hey, that was pretty useful.
No, but
Turns out that rope I had with the hook that were trees,
Well,
very
Best thing
very
ever.
good for escaping.
It's an instant elevator.
yeah.
So
Climbed
use
that massive
that.
wall,
And
got on the
then
other side, and then met up with
wheels.
Fizzlewick.
that's right.
Is that his name?
Yeah, it's visually.
Yeah, that
I
guy. who-
accidentally stumbled into his shop.
Yeah, so we saw
His
him
shop.
at
Museum or
the
whatever it is.
That's right.
Circular Crime Guys.
He
And they were
fucking
giving him
loves
a hard time.
history.
He loves it. He fucking loves
He does fucking
history.
love it. So he was having a hard time in the crime guy circuit, wasn't he? They were giving him a hard time, saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're old and you're past it, mate, and we're not investing in
wasn't
you."
in a little
Blah blah blah.
wheelchair, though, wasn't he?
He was in a little wheelchair, and then we found his little museum-y weird shop
Stash
thing.
of.
Yeah.
Antiquities.
Not
And he
us
seemed to be
touching.
interested in us helping him now, rather than his horrible crime people who aren't very nice.
Because we're going to find the...
The eye
Egg
of
of Cocoon.
Well,
good.
here's the incredible note-taking I have,
Yeah, go
because I wrote the eye of some shit.
Awesome. I wrote
Cocoon
the
shows
eye
us
of
the same.
the Eye of
But I didn't
Gahanda.
write Fizzlewick.
Eye of Gahanda.
The Eye of Gahanda. Yeah.
Well done.
So he wants to
Gahanda.
find that. He reckons it's the key to saving the universe or something.
Well, next one. Or something like that.
And the very last thing he said to us was, "What have you got under your arm?"
Makes
was a bit props.
water.
Yeah. Bit rude. Bit of a personal question. And that's where we're at. We seem to kind of like this guy, don't we? He seems
Has a
pretty cool.
lot of maps.
He's got a lot. Well, of course you
Well,
like him.
to be
He's
fair,
got a
he
lot
is
of
sort of
maps.
like spoon-feeding us the main story, so I think we're going to have to be...
We're gonna have to like this guy.
We're going to
yeah.
not have to kill this guy.
Yeah.
slowly.
Oh, you can't
He
kill
doesn't
You
seem
can't kill
evil.
him quickly either, though.
Yeah.
Just don't kill him.
Don't kill him.
Possibly.
Can't see him wearing any skulls or anything, so I don't think he's evil.
There's nothing overtly evil about the guy. So.
He's got some fucking cool shit in his museum.
He has got some cool
He's
shit
got
in his
heads
museum.
on
Oh, he's got
walls and shit.
scrolls and
Well, I think one of
stuff.
them's my cousin.
And lots of dead things.
Yeah.
He's got more stolen stuff in the British Museum.
Yeah, he does. But he's not like the British Museum, is he? Because he doesn't like that all the rich people are hoarding all the stuff to themselves, and he thinks it belongs to the people.
Yeah.
So, I
So
like
he can
this
charge
guy.
admission fee.
Yeah, exactly.
Evil
Yeah.
bastard.
Isn't he like really, really old? Like
Yeah,
really
yeah,
old?
he's super
He's
old, isn't he?
insinuated he's really old, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
super
he
old
said
and a
hundreds.
gnome.
Because turns
So
out
he's
he was
even
there
older
when
than old.
town was founded, wasn't he?
So he
Something like
says.
that, yeah. So he's hundreds and hundreds of years old,
Is he elven?
which might be
Not
why.
that
He's a gnome.
If he's a gnome
said
and
he's a
he's
gnome.
in a wheelchair, is he like in a normal sized wheelchair and his arms are really long? Or is he in a gnomish wheelchair and it's really small?
I would
and
hope
you're
it
like,
would have been custom built for him.
Sorry.
I would hope it would.
Think
It's
of a
going to be quite
monster
tall. It's
truck,
going to be quite tall.
But
but with an old dwarf on top. Big wheels,
cool.
tiny carriage,
I like it.
all terrain. You can go off, nothing can go anywhere.
Why is this like an advert for like an RC car?
Coming this Christmas!
Just this really elderly gnome just doing sick flips off a ramp and shit.
You've got to think of the merchandise. I mean, that evil can evil talk to us all really well.
Oh yeah, it definitely worked every time.
So why not?
Oh my god, it's got my face on it! I like that. That was good.
Team David over.
You better wear that to your next gig.
Buy our merchandise, fucking.
Sit down the crowd and I'm like,
For the great price of... you can get the same too.
Chris, put the price on the screen. There's the link. Oh, look at it go.
It's a great fit. It's very comfortable.
oh good, I'm glad.
He doesn't have the caption. What?
Yeah.
Like super full.
Fucking you. There's so many of them.
The Infinite David.
We're going to need to hire someone to do all the censoring.
Good shit. Good shit. I feel ready. I'm ready to do this.
I'm definitely not ready.
I mean, I was quite impressed when you kept saying, "Oh my god, purple! Look at the purple!"
But from here, it just looks like purple. And then when I saw the front, I was like, "It looks like me."
It's so
That's
great.
the nicest surprise we've had all day.
Do you know
Best photo I've ever taken.
how much planning that took?
Yeah, banner though.
That's why you found my t-shirt earlier.
Yeah. On a table she was dressed. Before we have any issues here. I wasn't like, oh, Chrissy, I found your t-shirt. Get out of the ladies.
What are you doing in there?
Why are you naked?
Well, it seemed like the going theme.
David, put your dick away.
Yeah, wait till you see his boxer shorts later. You don't want to know what's on them.
No.
Right, so shall we begin now? The festivities are
That was entertaining.
I'm never ready.
We're here to play Dungeons and Dragons.
We're going to play Dungeons and Dragons. So with that in mind, let's go straight in, shall we?
Balls deep.
Yes, I believe you want to know
Deep.
what's in your pocket, Femra.
Alright, you just have
Oh,
to
it's
see
this
it.
sweet shirt. Rip the chainmail off and it's David's face.
I'll get myself a Ranger Danger t-shirt.
It's just Rhea Torum's panic face.
Just another day.
Yeah, that match is coming soon as well.
Fizzlewick points one gnomish finger toward the inside of your robe. Then he has a strange quizzical brow that's raised, and he's sending a bush of unkempt grey strands almost over the entirety of his face.
I can sense something is there. It's glowing with immense magic. I may be old, but not foolish. Do you mind showing me?
I hope you can appreciate I'm slightly apprehensive to do so. I find it very interesting that you're even aware that it is there at all. No one else has ever said anything to me.
I have my ways.
But your ways of just having a first level spell on. Yeah, I'm a magic man. I know what detect magic is. Dick move to not tell us to cast it.
I don't know. You never did cast detect magic, did you?
No.
Not yet.
I'm just thinking to myself, is this the part where Fenrir is like, I have a nubbin?
No one's ever pointed out my
Behold,
Magic nubbin! And
I'm sorry, I have a medical condition. Incest.
Why
It is
is
magic.
like a kind of dick? I thought it was the third nipple.
Yes, there's a nubbin.
So why is everybody on this
Because
side
I'm
saying
referring
dicks?
because I'm saying that Fenrir has a penis growing out of his chest.
that I keep tucked in underneath my armpit.
I mean, those guys in the toilet did say.
I'm gonna
yeah.
shoot a look over to Zeal, kind of looking for his approval on whether I should do this or not.
I'm just gonna.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. You okay, Squiggles? Okay. Just like making sure that all the windows are closed and no one's looking
Yeah, so you
in.
can see that the arched windows in the museum are very high. It lets light into like the central chamber.
Are they closed though?
Okay,
They are closed to a degree that it's night time anyway at the moment. It's not.
I suppose, yeah, technically you haven't seen Squiggles either.
No, I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, what's going on?
Ooh, is Fenrir going to whip it out?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm a little bit like.
I'm showing
I
you
don't
a
know what
great
to
deal
look
of
at the
trust
moment.
here, my friend. I know that we've exchanged a lot of information together. We seem to be on the same page. I need your word that you will tell no one about this.
You have my word. I will tell no one of this at all.
Okay.
Curious to know what you have, though.
Alright.
Get it out, stop being such a tease.
So then you take
Simba!
You take little squiggles out. So what you see is this white. It's a very white-skinned little creature. It has little stubby toes and these fairly longish arms, bulbous black eyes, like pure black, with rather than hair, it's like lots of white leathery tendrils that seem to just sweep over the back of its skull. It looks adorable.
And what sound does he make?
Which is the sound it makes when you actually place it out. At this moment, Fizziwick, his eyes widen as he takes in this small creature before he looks at each of you in turn.
I start like reaching up a finger to tap a little finger.
And he has this look of surprise. And then he raises another quizzical brow.
What are you doing in possession of an Ishara?
Right, so that's what it is.
Write that down.
And the
How
name
do you spell that?
Is it spelled phonetically?
Ishara.
A shower. Yeah.
Ishara. Ishara.
I shower most days too.
I'm sure. Now we know what Squiggles is.
Fizziwick, he smiles softly to the creature as it quickly rushes to hide behind your leg.
I'm going to give him an orange from the large fruit basket that I've been running around town.
Holding.
Both hands reach out and take the orange, and it just peers from behind your thick calf. Then
You've got to peel it for him first.
I don't think so. He's
I'm pretty sure he'll just eat it all.
he eats everything.
He did with the banana.
Yeah, he ate the apple core.
yeah, you see
Yeah, but you keep telling me you're not meant to eat it.
Right.
it's quite large. Mouth opens. And it just begins to almost suckle and chew on the orange and the orange peel.
So adorable.
Well, that should keep him entertained for a while.
Yeah.
At this moment, Fizziwick, he keeps his eyes on the Ishara, and you hear him mutter,
I won't hurt you, little one. You are safe.
he adjusts his glasses slightly and places them just on the tip of his long nose, taking a better look at the creature with this fascinated look in his face.
Of course, yes, I know. These are Ishara. They are connected to Acacia, the world tree. If myths are to be believed, they are the guardians that walk the length of Acacia's long roots, keeping the skulking ones from corrupting her.
Explain the pictures of the tree then.
Yeah.
Can I ask you,
What
what are the skulking ones?
The skulking ones, from what I believe, what I've read in texts, they're an ancient evil. They were created by the dark gods themselves. It's a curse to even utter their name in most areas. Most don't even know of them, you see? Hence the term the skulking ones. But I've encountered their names before in ancient texts. Beings of shadow and suffering. They devour your very soul with a mere stare.
What? This
do I
little
know
guy?
anything about this?
No, the skulking ones that try to corrupt the world tree. The Ashara are the guardians. They protect the world tree.
Do I know anything about the skulking ones?
Give me a history roll.
No. Very not. 10.
I'm starting to get the feeling that Norm's a skulky.
He's like, yes, we know them very well.
We need to have a conversation.
Turns out they're very normal.
8.
I know very few things, but what I do know might shock you.
The
He knows the 11 herbs and spices. Son of a...
I know the secret 12th one.
You know, the skulking ones are something that even you and your kind have feared and have heard of, but only in name only. You've never seen one.
they're kind of feared and almost a myth.
Oh, fuck those guys. Oh, God.
The only description you've ever had of them is that they resemble strange shadows that walk, and they're sort of like they walk among the very shadows, and whether or not they are the shadows you don't know, but that is what you've come to understand about the Skulking Ones.
Oh yeah, those things. I like shadow things that walk around. Eat your soul.
Eat your soul. They don't.
Wait, squirrels can fight those?
So is
I'm picking up squirrels.
So, tell me, why do you have an Ashara?
That's a bit of a long story.
Yeah. So we're
A
supposed
crime.
to take him to the dregs,
To a certain
to a certain
tavern
there.
called the Leaking. Something
But we're worried that we're going to be handing him over to someone who doesn't have his best interest at heart.
Let's just say the fellow that gave him to us wasn't the most
Trustworthy fellow.
He was more
So
of
we
a
got
shady
as far as the city, and for now our plan is to keep him safe. And until now, we've known very, very little about him. Apart
we know
from
he
that
draws some
he draws
lovely
wonderful
pictures
pictures. He eats a lot.
And he can do magic.
And he seems to kind of, I think, understand what we say, but can't communicate verbally with us.
Yeah, I even tried going in his brain, and even that was like...
Most critical indeed.
Sorry, what's the trouble with his brain?
Oh, I could do brain speaking.
Some people would call it telepathy.
Ah.
Yeah, that word.
Norm is a man of many talents.
I have talent.
Yes, rather. I did not know why your acquaintances may want this child, but nothing good ever comes from the dregs. You did the right thing.
That's the impression we got.
We kind of figured that.
Yes, you've done the right thing not handing this poor innocent child to whoever it is you were meant to meet.
Good boy, Squiggles.
This is a real mystery. Why would a baby Ishara be here on this very mortal plane? And another question we need to ask ourselves is, why would an Ishara be this far south?
Where should he be?
The nearest connection is the Lunar Glade in Colonia.
Colonia.
I know where that is. And that's definitely not close to here. Near to where I lived.
So he is very, very far from home.
He certainly is.
Is there a map in the pack that I'm reading through? There's anything
I'll
more?
put it out to you. Further up.
So
Way further up.
somewhere like, if the map's here, it's somewhere like
It's a black and grey
What?
colour.
So is
Over
the
here,
collection of
to your
maps I'm
map.
going through, from me leafing through them, is there anything that refers to the glade?
So there is a map that you do come across of Colonia.
Okay.
And the Lunar Glade itself is a huge forest.
Okay.
Colonia is the neighbours to Vivesca.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's from where you are now. It's far north. Like the
It's
Lunar
very,
Glade.
very
The Lunar
far
Glade is far north. Days travel. Maybe week and a half to get there.
Oh, this is good. We now know where we can take Squiggles home.
It's something. We've had no information about him at all.
The stories I've heard of the Lunar Glade is, it's not the safest place in the world, to say the least.
Yes, if things are as I've heard myself, that yes, the Lunar Glade is not the sort of place that one can wander in, especially
Well,
humans.
certainly not us.
Well,
You might be able to wander in there.
Elves are the only ones that are really are known to be allowed into the Lunar Glade these days.
we're gonna have to dig our way into the forest.
I don't think
Or
that's going to
fly.
work. You know.
What? People can't fly? Are you crazy? Oh, Spo. I forgot.
There's a possibility. I'll need to do some digging.
Yeah.
And let's find out exactly what you have in your possession. I know it's an Ishara, I know it's potentially a guardian, but as to what your little friend can do, I'm not sure. I'm vague with my knowledge.
Squiggles,
As
do
a-
a drawing. Squiggles, do a drawing. Watch this.
You see at this point, Squirrels just looks around from Fenrir's calf, still with this big, huge orange in its mouth. Looking a bit quizzical as it's still chewing away on.
Good voice with it.
Give him the paper and the pencil.
Yeah, if you've got a bit of paper and a bit of charcoal or something,
He might draw you a picture.
all you need to do is, well, I guess I think the way it works is you kind of think of something in your mind, a question or something, and he'll try and draw something similar to it. We tried the trick a few times and he sort of communicated for us through it.
Ah, he drew everyone else's home and he drew some sort of awful thing for
And then
me.
when we asked him where he's from, he drew the world tree.
Interesting. Okay, yes, let me try and find some paper. And then Fizzlewick wheels himself away from you at this moment and begins to wheel off into another nearby room. And you hear some ruffling of papers and some drawers getting open.
Cool.
Can I just have a look around the room while we're out? Like, see
Of course,
if there's
yeah.
anything really interesting in the right spot?
You can give me a perception roll if you want.
I certainly will. When is the plan? It'll be a 18.
You spot various artifacts. Most of them seem lost on your knowledge. Some of them are very ancient artifacts, but not weapons, not magical devices of power. The things that seem to be left in the museum these days are they're kind of eating utensils, old knitting and sort of leatherworking tools and implements. You kind of get the idea that they're valuable to certain collectors, but as Fizzlewick previously told you, he sold a lot of the more pricey artifacts to keep his expeditions going until he ran out.
More historical value
Yeah.
Cool.
and cultural value, I suppose.
Historical and cultural value in a museum?
Could I do an investigation or perception into the map stacks? See if there's anything interesting in it.
Yeah, of course. Give me give me an investigation.
12?
Looking over various maps, you see, you kind of take down a little scribble of the lunar glade to get a rough idea. You calculate, looking at some apparatus he has for adjusting and calculating the amount of travel that it would take about a week and a half, 2 weeks of travel to get there. And that would probably be by airship as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we won't be able to go on that for longer
We can't
than
last
a day.
15 minutes on an airship.
Okay.
Next one's going to fall up.
This one's got to stay in the sky for a week.
You also looking at the map, you can see that there is a large ocean. A large enough ocean that by ship it's possible to get there. You would have to arch around from where you are now. It would be the opposite side. You'd have to go to a little bit further off than where you originated from, in Little Nook, just to the far east. There is a big city called Apollos.
Yeah, there is.
And Apollos has a fantastical
My
harbour.
face was looking at me then. You look forward and I'm like, my face is just like just staring right at me.
Which way would have come from Calamus?
So you would have come down. You would have come through the puddle bridge.
Puddle bridge, cross the bridge.
You'd have crossed the bridge, which was actually quite treacherous on its own. And then
We came.
you avoided Bloodstow because you'd heard that it's not a very nice place to be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's hard
It
to
doesn't
see
sound very
the-
nice.
Beatrice was looking, and I'd say to him, "Yeah, the way I went would be a lot longer."
Yeah, you'd have to cut all the way through the bottom of Enter Colonia, which is currently where there is a ceasefire, but it's on.
There's a war.
It's potential another war, and you'd have to then travel further up the path, which would by foot, which would take some time.
Okay.
Okay. No other interesting maps in that state then?
No, you can see a few. You see a few maps which look like previous discoveries of temples scattered, like underground buried temples, relics of previous tombs that have been scattered around and found. There seems to be like a list of areas that have been found, and that's about the most interesting areas and little etchings you can see on the map, all the various parchments that are on the table.
Yeah.
At this moment, Fizzlewick wheels himself back in.
Okay, let's see. Paper and
Lovely.
some chalk.
Okay, I'm gonna give old Fizzleswick a piece of apple so that he can give it to Squiggles in exchange for the drawing.
Okay.
Because that's how we've worked it so far.
Right, yes,
So do this. He really
Fair
likes
trade.
food. He'll do pretty much anything for some free. Okay.
okay.
Are you ready, Squiggles? He's our friend, okay? We can trust him. And I'll just put them on the table in front of Fizzleswick. And I'll stay with him in case he's worried.
And what do I do?
And it will draw you.
Yeah, so what we
100%.
did, it's not the most scientific method, but all we did was literally either ask him a question or think it really, really clearly in your mind. And he seems to just get that you're asking him something. And if you give him a little piece of apple before you do it, he'll be extra happy with you.
Okay, let's see. Here's the apple.
And then he hands it to Squiggles, who reaches his hands out and takes the apple. And then he takes the chalk and begins to draw onto the parchment. After a few minutes, he finishes his drawing and then pushes it towards Fizzlewick. There's a few dribble and an apple skin.
Anybody got some wet wipes?
All kinds of salt powder, carrots, whatever.
Just still barely like etching onto the parchment, but it's passed back over to Fizzlewick, and he looks at the drawing.
Fantastic. Most exciting. This is interesting.
And then he shows you the picture, and it looks like a kind of a marsh.
Okay.
And inside that marsh, it looks like a skull.
Oh,
Cool.
what is it?
And Fizzlewick looks quite delighted.
This is so interesting. This does take me back to our initial discussion. This is where I believe that missing temple was.
Oh,
Interesting.
Is this in Bright Marsh?
I think it's in the Mad Marshes.
That sounds nice.
Standard.
The what? Mad Marsh.
Mad Marsh.
Yes, the Mad Marshes.
Doesn't that sound like a lovely place to
That
go?
sounds lovely.
I think I know that guy.
Mad Marsh.
Mad Marsh. He's a friend of mine. Friend from work.
This is fantastic. I mean, the pictures it drew, and yes, these. You said there was more. It drew various locations and.
Yeah, we kind of asked him if he knew much about us, really, if he knew where we were from. And he managed to successfully pretty much draw our homes. He'd only just met us.
Oh, yeah, he just drew a bunch of bullshit for me.
Not entirely sure what Norm's was.
Mine was a bit
Although-
sketchy too.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting depictions of things about us he seemed to come up with.
Perhaps these are premonitions or even tears in the fabric of reality of multiversal possibilities of things that haven't come to be or may not come to be. Yes. This requires further research. I mean, I've never seen one in person before. This is an extraordinary find. Absolutely exuberant.
That's nice.
That's nice. Squiggles is a good boy.
My biggest concern is...
I'm a kiwi.
Would you like a kiwi?
Oh, I want kiwi.
My biggest concern, the biggest mystery here is for something that's tied to the very gods themselves to be here in the beneath. That would mean that either someone has stolen it from the very deities themselves, or something far more powerful than me or you has sent it here for a purpose, perhaps.
Hang on, this thing's working with the gods.
Yeah, they are known to be guardians and protectors, yes.
Little cutie.
They do not always look like this. This is just a child.
Oh yeah, but it's still cute. Well, why would the gods send a baby? That doesn't make sense.
That is the mystery we need to find out.
Well, that just makes me think that your first idea is the right idea, and that a crime guy did this. Really good at crime guy.
Yeah,
I think the more prevalent question is what were they intended to do with this child?
exactly. And
That is the
there's
question.
only surely got to be a matter of time before
They
our
come
slightly
looking.
sketchy friend who sent us realises that we have not arrived at our
So-
destination.
The tavern we're supposed to go to, what was his name again?
Was called...
the
the-
Leaky something or other.
Leaky tap, wasn't it?
Was it that one?
I believe so. Do you happen to know anything about this establishment? The kind of people that work in it?
I must admit I do not regularly visit the dregs. I only visited it a few times for purposes of research, mainly for where I believe this Eye of Kahunda may be placed, if we find it. I do know that the leaking tap is...
A hive of scum and villainy.
Yes. It's, yes, not the most nicest of places to be around.
Especially not for a
Especially not for
child.
a child with such power.
Okay.
I have a question, though. How have you been travelling? It concerns me that you've been walking around with your little friend for so long already.
No, don't
We
you,
have a very luxurious caravan.
don't you worry. We are
Settling in
sorted on
style.
that. We are sorted on
We are
that.
well equipped.
Yeah. We have a very lovely cart.
We
And
got
some
the
sandwich
circus
riders.
whip.
Yeah, we have some lovely sand strawberries as well.
Yeah.
And-
We weren't entirely
Did we
sure how to
feed
get
them?
over there.
Yeah, we found them.
It's alright. And they're parked down at the nice place that the guy said that he'd look after them.
And you plan to take your little squiggles? What did you?
His name is Squiggles because of the drawings that he does. Squiggles.
Where goes Buchanan?
Squiggles
Oh,
Buchanan.
instead of Neil Buchanan.
I guess you haven't heard this
Harley
yet, have
Canning
you?
in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, Art Attack is actually
besides.
introduced.
Any of the maps were drawn by him.
Show him Jackson. Let's see if Jackson's special too.
Jackson's
I
still
mean,
in the
what would
car.
he do if we
Oh.
gave him loads of t-shirts?
So, yes, we do
You're
have
gonna lose so much money in dollars.
transportation.
Sorry, Ashley.
And going to this location for me, you will take Squiggles with you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a Destiny's child.
Yep. Squiggle stays with us.
You are welcome to keep it here with me. If you wish to, I'll look after it. It'll be out of danger. And it might give me a chance to study it some more and maybe to test this picture theory a little more.
Not being funny, mate, but we've only just met you.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Who's gonna be more safe with him or you?
And the last time we saw you talking to your shady friends in that building, you were quite adamant you needed some money.
They weren't
Not to
shady.
be saying anything crazy, but I'd imagine our little friend here would go for quite the fee on the market.
They weren't shady friends. They
He
were
would so squirt.
they were other scholars.
Well,
They didn't seem like very nice people.
I don't know what armed.
No, because I've lost
chose
favour
us.
with them. They are antiquarian society members.
and let me guess, they would quite happily like our little friend here.
I can understand your necessity. Well, let's try and build trust, and maybe at some point you'll allow me to study. I will not tell anyone you have this. You have my word.
Like I said, if you help us, maybe we can help you.
Just be careful with it. And keep it out of danger.
That's the plan.
We have so far.
I mean, I'm
In that
nodding
case-
like I know what you've all been through.
They've looked after him. It was great.
We need to get you a squiggle story too. We'll do that when we get back to the bitch wagon, as Rachel puts it.
Okay, there may be a better way then. You're around a wagon and Sunstriders, which sounds lovely.
It's also somewhat inconspicuous.
And it does mean that you're more likely to be attacked on the road and have less chance to get away should something happen. And if someone does find out that you have this, it's inevitable that they will come after you.
Invisibility cloak.
Have you got one of those?
Nope.
There may be a better way to explore the vast dunes of Viveska than your wagon.
Okay.
Let me guess, you've got an airship.
Well, I have something called a dune skimmer. You ever heard of that?
June skimmer.
Have we? Let's find out. Have we heard of this? Use these magical dice to see.
Give me a history.
That would be probably a yes, because that's a 20.
Well, a dune skimmer is like a smaller version of an airship. Think,
Jabba the Hutt's palace, the flying little barge. One of those, isn't it?
not quite as big as that.
No, the little ones that get by the side of it.
Florida fan boat.
No, think more Luke and Obi-Wan in their little glider.
Stand speeder.
Yeah, but it can take more than that. But usually they roughly seat between 8 to 10 people.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like a boat. So we went full circle back to boat.
Yeah, kind of. But
Sand boat.
yeah, so it doesn't have the lift as an airship, but hence the name, the dune skimmer.
Yeah.
It skims across the dunes, but is a lot faster than a wagon.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes, of course you have. Adventurers like you will no doubt have heard of a dune skimmer. It's a small vessel, smaller than an airship, and it practically skims the very sands, but they are fast and larger than a travelling wagon. Should you need to get out of trouble quick, a dune skimmer would be a welcome prize to drive.
It wouldn't be so much of a distance to fall if it crashed.
This is true.
That's very true.
We just
Which
spent
really nice.
all of our money on our carriage.
We did spend a lot of money on that carriage.
Yes, well, there is one little problem.
We've got to steal it, haven't we?
No, I do own one, but
Someone's confiscated.
It's impounded.
yes, my dune skimmer is under lockup at the moment. I may owe some money to the Sheikh, the loan master. I took out a substantial loan.
What's a loan?
It's when you owe money to people that are,
Borrowing money.
Yes, I was hoping that I'd be able to get the money back by the expeditions, which fell through. Yes, I fell behind in the payments, and now the miserable loan they won't let me anywhere near it without paying the outstanding balance, which
and how much is the outstanding balance?
around about 2,000 gold, give or take.
2,000 gold.
So we got to steal it.
No, I don't. I think that'll only get us in more trouble. If we're going to continue doing these expeditions, if it all works out, and you agree, and I agree, and we need to have some sort of legitimacy.
Like get on books.
Well, it's not
Like
lost.
the opposite of crime guymacy.
Oh!
Gotta do it proper. Like,
I know of another site. It might be a good testing ground for all of us. And you see if you fancy the relic hunter lifestyle, and I in turn will see if we all work. And if not, we all go our separate ways and there's no harm.
I would also quite like to get out of Jadizra. We've had a horrible time since we've been here.
But then
Oh,
more reason to get out.
like 2 hours! So that's bad
It's been
time.
horrible.
Don't be too hasty. I'll
Terrorist
go
attacks
and
have
see the
been
blacksmith at
mugged.
some point. Just saying.
is that safe? Is that
Yeah, but how many ships are gonna fall on us on the way there?
Well, yes, you do really sound like you've had an awful time.
We arrived at Jadidra just when it got extra exciting, yeah.
Well, let's say that you go to this tomb I found. I stumbled over it recently in text, in historical ledgers, and it's never been discovered. At least no documentation listed as a find. And it's interesting that your little friend there drew the mud marshes, because that's exactly where I believe it to be.
It sounds like it's all coming together.
And if there's anything of value there, well, you relinquish what you can. Bring it back. We can sell the relics. We can raise the money for the Dune skimmer. Yes, I still have some contacts who'll pay a hefty fee for authentic relics of the past. So, but what say you?
Well, couple questions. One being, mad marshes, as in, what the hell is it called that for?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The mad marshes have an element of craze. Some people believe that they walked through them and have gone crazy in the process. Some people get lost
Send Norman first.
and
You
never
might come
find
on.
their way back. But I'm not asking you to just merely go into the mad marshes and search. If you look at your maps, you'll see the mad marshes is huge.
No, so it's only that big.
Yes.
Oh, and it's quite
Has
near.
anyone ever explained to him how a map works?
Getting there. Small pieces of information at a time for an
He
old
seems very new to this also. He means no.
It's impressive
Oh,
to know what a
yeah,
map
map. That's like really like
He's learning on the job.
is. Believe me, he's come very far.
Torb's teaching me about map.
Oh, curious.
If only he could teach you about women.
Even be the one to teach him that.
I may have a
Even I
potion
got
that can
that
help
one.
with that. I'll find a few later. Yes, the task would be dangerous, but it would mean a real historical find. I mean, what is a real historical find without a little danger, huh? Yes?
Was anything we do without a little danger?
True.
So,
Don't get stabbed again.
will you do it?
Well, we're going to need supplies.
Yeah.
I do have quite an extensive list actually for us to purchase.
So if you happen to have any sources that can get us these supplies, maybe a discount or some freebies.
Are you
I
still
may be able to
planning?
find some. What sort of supplies are you after?
I can tell
He
you.
pulls out his list.
I just point to him.
I can tell you. Say, we need tobacco and feathers. You need to see the blacksmith.
Yep.
I need replacement gunpowder and rounds, netting of some kind and barrels for the back of the wagon.
Oh yeah.
Food, coal, meat, veg. I put, but more preserves, cooking equipment, candles for the wagon outside and internal. Hardy food, as in dried or cured food. We need to replace some of the bedding, and we need some change of clothing. We were thinking like cloaks or something, so we could move around the town without being noticed so much.
And we wanted to go to the one shop.
Yeah, so.
Hand me the list, and I will see what I can do. So, will you help me find the tomb?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, like we were.
A tomb.
Tomb. Okay.
So, yes, we have a deal.
We have a deal.
Burn up his spooky
Superlatively
skeletons inside.
fantabuloso. With eagerness like yours, we'll have the museum back opened in no time. And we could turn a profit too with some of these finds. And did I mention that the weekly pay that I'll be giving you does come with a 40% of admission fees to the museum you get.
Okay.
So you will also make some extra money on the side.
That's always useful.
Okay.
And depending on the artifacts, I'm also open to discussion on whether these artifacts will be useful to you. If they will help us procure more items in future endeavours, then I'm also happy to, under some discussion, allow them to be yours.
Okay.
Lovely. He wheels himself to the doorway then. He opens it very slightly, just peering outside. And then he turns in his wheelchair.
and slips back inside.
I think the coast is clear. Just try not to let Zalai's men see you again.
That's the plan.
Come back in the morning and I'll pull out all of my workings and we can orchestrate a plan. It's going to be a pleasure having you in my employ. I'm a good sense of character and I sense that you all have good souls about you. Someone I can depend on. You've finally given an old man some hope at long last. I thank you for that. Now come back tomorrow and I will get my plans together. If you can just leave me that list, then I will try and find as many goods as I can.
Yeah, the blacksmith apparently is the best one or something. The guy with the.
For your blacksmith, you will have to visit yourself, I'm afraid.
Yeah, just.
The simple supplies I can get.
Yeah, just point me in the right direction.
Head to the Blade Plateau.
I don't suppose you know him, do you?
What is the blacksmith's name?
Damn,
There are several out there.
This is Gallon.
Gallon, yeah, Gallon or something.
Gallium what?
Gallon, yeah, that's the one.
Yes, then you want to head to the Shard Binder's blacksmithery.
Cool. Is he a good blacksmith?
One of the best.
Does he offer a discount for people that know you?
I'm afraid I don't command any sort of discount from him, no, but he's one of the best. You'll be in safe hands with him.
Right, well...
Pleasure to meet you. He reaches his little hand down and shakes it. And in turn, shakes each of your hands. Lovely day in business. Lovely day. Yes.
Say goodbye, Squiggles.
I will see you soon, little one.
Was he talking to me?
Back in the office. See you later, little one.
I'm like Chico.
Right, yeah.
Punch Squiggles and it dies. No! Story over.
Get on, Squiggles!
Yeah, nice one, Squiggles. Straight to the back of the head.
Well done, Squiggles.
If anyone hurts Squiggles, I will kill everyone in a 1 mile radius. Slowly.
So I guess we leave.
So Van Dubious ushers you out then. He weighs you off as he closes the doors.
It's night time, isn't it?
Yeah, bolts then pulled across your
Cheers,
head.
Squiggy.
And then you hear another key turn, and then another, and then another, and then another.
Safe.
Does anyone know knocks?
So, no town guard around, none of these weird crime guys.
Crime guys.
Yeah, well,
So you listen out and you can't hear anything. It seems that what was left of the day is now broken into night time.
What time are we talking?
It's around about 6:30.
Should we split up?
Why was splitting up?
We could get stuff done quicker, probably.
I don't think anything's
I
open.
don't think anything's going to be open.
I think it's all closed.
It's a bit late.
We can do that in the morning.
Well, I think one thing...
Let's come together with
Can
a
we
plan
knock
of
on his
where
door
we
and
need to
ask if we
visit.
can stay the night?
I think one thing we could
Can we
do
crash over, please?
is go back to the cart
And feed Jackson. Yeah.
and check on the Sandstriders and let him know that we'll be taking the cart for a trip and then we'll be returning and he might have to long store it while we're in the Strider.
Yeah.
David, you're not doing your voice.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Hang on, Viatorum. You've been heard on
Sounds very confident, mate.
Torrance balls are finally trapped.
Welcome to puberty.
I think there's several bits of planning we need to put in place. If we speak to the gentleman who's looking after the cart, he could tend to it for us while we're on that skimming thing.
And we'll say that we're charging it to Matey Boy.
Yes. But I think it would be definitely worth going to see him at least.
Yes.
I think get an early start in the morning, and
I'm tired. I feel like a
get a
long
plan together before this trip.
Have one, get ours down.
Yeah.
Magic.
Okay, so shall we make our way
Yeah, we're going to make our way back
to the
to...
cable car to take us back to the
So
car?
as you step out of the museum doors and begin to walk down the steps,
Try and drive a hits it.
give me a perception roll.
Oh god, you can get out the front door.
A drunk driver.
Another Zeppelin. Crashing.
A drunk driver hits you and you bin it. 24.
As you step out of the museum, your eyes are immediately dart to
My eyes.
My eyes are immediately poked out by two throats.
Just walk straight into a guy carrying a fork.
yeah.
Good God!
He's carrying a fork like
Should have
that.
seen what happened when you rolled the 1. Goes through the back of your head.
You spot a figure then, wrapped in a long dark green hue cloak. Hood seems to be pulled up, covering their features. And they're leaning against the nearby wall to one of the warehouses that you previously passed. This deep into the spiral alleyways, the lampposts and lighting aren't that common, you gather. You see a light erupts then, as a feminine hand lifts a rolled up cigarette to her mouth. She glances over to you all. And you notice as she inhales the smoke and that light just billows up around her face and gives away some of the features, you see a large scar that runs from her chin to the corner of her mouth.
But look at that.
She does look beautiful, apart from the scar. But she also looks seasoned at the same time.
Scars are sexy.
And you see a few idle blonde curls that just sway about her cheeks as she calls out to you all. I hope you look after the old man. He's a good guy. A little eccentric, but a good one all the same.
I'm glad you say that. That's kind of the impression we got as well. And we've not met very many nice people recently.
I'm sorry,
Hi, Norman.
we haven't had the pleasure.
Yes.
I saw you earlier. In the chamber.
Ah. I was going to say,
for
were we running
really.
chasing someone?
Funny thing about that, turns out guns just go off randomly every now and then.
You make quite the commotion in there. Did he hire you as backup? Is that why you're...
No, I just have a penchant for shooting fish.
No, he just offers a lovely tour of the museum.
No, yes, rather nice chap. Gave us somewhere to sit and collect ourselves, as it were.
We're historians, you see, we like a good museum.
Yeah.
We like going around and visiting them.
He taught me what a museum was.
Be nice to him. If you're planning to rinse him of his coin, he doesn't have much left.
Oh yeah, we're getting that. The State of the Museum told us that for a fact.
Oh, yeah, he kept
I mean-
he wouldn't stop going on about that.
Yeah.
I've seen more dust in the desert than there is in that place.
You've made quite a name for yourself already around here.
You've been here for a day.
Not even about a full day.
Goddamn.
Please never take up smoking.
You better believe I'm going to.
If you smoke like that, you're going to get beaten up. Straight up. If you were stood outside the bar and you're like, I'm also a vegan. You're going to cave your head in.
Thanks so much.
That's what they all do.
Thanks so much.
It's every other word, isn't it? It's like, I'm a vegan, don't you?
Chain smoker, eh?
But yes.
Yes.
Back to it. Yes, we weren't planning on taking coin from him. More a work opportunity.
Who are
You're
you?
curious. Yeah. Who are you?
I'm the one that spotted you earlier.
Yeah, we heard that.
Quite a lot of people
Do
spotted
you
us
know my
earlier.
name?
We spent half the day running away from them.
I have to ask you, how come every lady we meet seems to have this air of mystery about them? Who are you? I don't know. Wonderful. It's like they've all
I
been
don't know
hit
who
in
I
the
am,
head.
I just know what I saw.
It's like they've all been hit in the head.
I think that's just one. Well, I didn't see you pursuing us on the chase.
No, I was there as eyes only.
And you seem to be a friend of Fizzlewick's?
I used to work with him.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
I'm
nice.
getting the word you used to, so you work for someone else now.
Yes,
And
someone else, a different
may
employee.
I inquire as to who that is?
It should have been obvious to you. I work for Zalai. But I'm not here to
Is it like
wage
the guy in
war
the
with
tank?
you.
Did you...
Was it like the guy in the tank?
Was Salai the guy in the tank?
No, Arimaster Zelai was the one with
No, he's the one that basically runs
slick
that
back
business.
hair.
Oh,
The not very nice guy. Okay.
oh, okay.
The super rich dude that's
That's right,
taken
you
over all
didn't
the
pop a
businesses.
boss.
I was just like,
Whoops. You might need a new employer. Sorry.
yeah, sorry, that guy was floundering around.
Seeing that,
As for my name, you can call me Cheshire.
very well.
Cheese.
Cheddar.
Cheddar is.
Cheddar. We'll go get cheesy.
And you call yourself a chef.
More?
A cooker of food? A warmer of food? What do you call yourself?
Calls himself a chef.
His name's
Fucking
Norman.
mental. I'm playing a D&D character who's a fucking moron.
So, I actually believed it that much. I thought you had been you.
So what race does she seem to be?
She actually...
Scar people.
She looks elven.
That's the scar.
She does look elven.
Yeah.
Elven.
Yeah, she's got...
Well, does she have two little points on her hood?
you can't see the points. No, the hood is quite heavy, but...
Somebody quickly turn around and get that potion.
Oh yeah, you like elven ladies, don't you?
Big fan.
Big fan.
Hang on, let me check if she's a kobold.
She's not.
Stop over racism. Really need to trade this thing out for something less racist.
Right. Okay. But she seems
you kind of get the impression...
roguish, tall,
Yeah.
short, thin.
Yeah, she's very, very slender. You can't make out too many of her features because of the heavy robe that she's wearing, but yeah, she looks slender. About your height?
Okay.
There's music from Minecraft.
No. No, this wouldn't be allowed on the stream if it was music from Minecraft.
I was wondering why my autism was kicking up. Put the blocks in order.
Is that going to be another one we have to fucking censor?
No, because I am autistic, so it's
Yeah.
I can reference myself.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
Okay, so she seems
Elfie.
well, just an elven woman in a
Mysterious.
tall, long cloak, smoking in the dark.
Yeah, you're also a woman. Yeah. And she looks over to each of you.
And at some point she's been stabbed in the face.
Just be nice to him.
Haven't we all?
That's
the
all I
plan.
ask.
Yeah. We didn't have any ill harm
We will.
intended upon him.
Yeah. Unlike everyone else in the city, we have no intention of
No,
harming
you
anyone.
tell lots
causing
of
any
people
trouble.
flying around doing evil terrorisms and stuff. Make sure they don't crash a Zeppelin into the museum.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
afraid you've not caught Judizra in the best of times.
I imagine there's a few problems in the city, at least.
Yes,
We
quite
seem
a
to have
few.
turned up on a particularly exciting day, though.
And you'll find that most people here will do what they can to survive. Scratch and claw. They're all their way to the top if they can.
So, are you in full employment? I'm guessing, or not a sort of a mercenary?
I go where the money is.
So yes.
Sadly, you ran
doesn't
out
have
of
the
money
money.
in there.
Which we're calling guest.
So, what was it that you used to do for him? Were you in the antiquities?
I used to find relics when they needed to be found, yes.
Oh, we're your replacement.
Yeah, maybe you will be if you're going to help him. And if that's the case, then me and my crew might see you out there.
If we see you in.
Was that meant to be ominous? Was I getting a bit of ominous?
Been listening
Can I
with
roll
the
it?
door.
Inside.
Door.
Can I roll inside that as well? Because I'd
Sure.
be shitting myself.
Sure.
10?
21.
Yeah, you can. It's not necessarily a threat, but yeah, she kind of does have a hint that she's probably going to be hunting for similar relics to you.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Wow.
from one treasure finder to another. Good luck and be safe out there.
Yeah, maybe we'll come across you.
Not if we see you
Let's hope
first.
not. Yes. Call yourself a relic finder when you find some relics.
Yeah, I mean,
Shade!
it's It's going to be pretty bad getting into that dust hollow looking for relics, isn't it?
Just like reach over my
Hey,
shoulder.
remember those relics we found on that ship that was in the dust hollow that we found
It's a really good place to go, isn't it?
totally by accident?
Oh well,
We're
shall we move on?
so good
Yeah.
at this.
Yeah.
Good evening, my lady. We're it's been a long day, as you've seen. We're gonna go and settle down before we accidentally walk into somewhere else that we don't want to be, or something falls out of the sky on top of us.
But before someone steals our wallet.
I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
I'm sure we will. She literally just stays there. She just continues smoking her cigarette.
I'm vegan,
I'm vegan.
That's the shape the smoke
Takes the shape of a
I'm
carrot.
vegan.
Just one carrot. I'm vegan.
Like that's funny smoking. It's smoking carrot.
So,
What's up, Doc?
do we remember seeing her then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
You
lady.
don't, but yeah.
Why do I not?
Well, because you obviously don't remember
Because you
seeing
just
it.
asked. But yeah,
we were
no,
there, we
there
were
was a
doing
lady
such a
there.
great job hiding, and then suddenly we were somehow spotted.
Oh,
And then
so
you
we,
exploded
For plot
again.
convenience.
Remember when someone pointed out and said, "There's someone here"?
that was
There
that.
was a woman in a robe,
Yeah, and then you
very
went.
similar to her.
Then you went fucking mental and tried to shoot the man who owns Southwest Water.
And did.
I did though.
You shot his tank.
He's going to have to go to Exeter Aquatics. That's going to be a Saturday job. He's going to have to go there on a Saturday. It's going to be manic. He's got to have a right shit time.
Yes.
And I did that. 1 weekend plans out the window.
What do I do?
He's so proud of being vegan.
I think we'll just head back to the car and go
On
back.
that note, we'll leave.
Yeah, we'll leave.
We've all stayed our welcome
Yeah.
yet.
Right, yeah. You managed to get all the way back to the wagon. It's a bit of a walk. Nice evening
Do
walk.
the cable car thing.
10-15 minutes or so, and yeah, you are back onto the cable car.
Is that cute little bunny guy working the car?
No, that was the other one.
Oh, that was the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that bunny guy. I wasn't thinking about him. Yeah, he's cute. Oh, my bunny guy.
We don't talk about that session. Never happened.
Oh no, yeah, I've got. I still
No,
got.
his brother Rodney's there,
Rodney Rabbit!
who you've never met before.
You want to go on the cable car, guys?
And he's smoking a carrot.
I'm vegan.
Oh, God. So, yeah. So, head back to the car, getting uninhibited.
Yeah.
Right.
You managed to get back
apart
to
from
the
box of fruit.
yeah. You get back to the stable area where the Sand Riders are, and your wagon has been housed for the evening. The actual attendant doesn't seem to be there. But yeah, there's like
Sorry, we'll let ourselves in.
there's a slight little lamp that's been sort of just rested near your wagon, which just gives you a bit of lamp, just a bit of light, so you can a little bit of lamp, so you can see where your wagon is.
So we can unlock it.
Yeah, so you can unlock it, with a key.
Oh, get the keys
Thinking.
out.
You pass a few guards that are patrolling. There's a few drunks that are out. It's still semi-early evening anyway, so it's not too rowdy yet.
Cool.
You get back to your wagon,
Okay.
and I take it you head inside.
Well, yeah. I think
We're gonna have a sit down and have a chat.
I think we'll have some of the remaining drink that we got,
Okay.
and
Little meal
I
with some fruit.
think we got a little.
Fruit platter.
Fruit salad for dinner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll eat the fruit.
Kebabs, everyone.
We'll eat the fruit.
We walk inside. Jackson's had a house party while we got.
Oh, I want to go to bed.
God's sake, Jackson, we told you.
Jackson's just it's just upside down in the bar.
Wearing
You've
a
been away for a
lampshade.
day.
You've been smoking that guinea weed again. You can smell it in here.
What have I told you?
It's off his head.
Been smoking that seaweed.
So
That's the-
go
that's
go
the
in,
fucking joke.
shut the door, lock it, hand the key up.
Have a cup of tea.
Get the kettle on.
Yeah.
Feed Jackson. Guess
See
we
the
can
live
Yeah, can you-
love
you-
sign on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're all securely in the wagon now.
We're all in.
You've managed to. Yeah.
Welcome to our wagon.
Oh,
Wow.
yes.
It's
Do you,
very
want, do you want
nice.
to describe the wagon a little bit? If you
I
a
have
wagon.
I have like actual. I think I sent photos to the group.
Yeah, but it's in the group chat.
It's a
so
nice
it's long
double-decker
gone.
caravan with
Well,
decked out with
actually,
lovely bits and pieces.
Oh,
Did you print it out?
no,
No, you didn't. That's what it looks
that's
Would you like to pass one to Chris and then he can pass it across?
amazing.
That's the height of convenience.
That's
that is the
Yeah,
height of
lovely.
it. So this is the wagon.
Lovely.
So
Thanks for that.
Preemptive.
So as you can see,
Ignore the horses,
it's
we don't have them.
we haven't got horses. This is what they gave us in the brochure.
Okay.
But
What brochure? We
we-
walked in and just bought the thing.
we've got sand striders instead, but the layout is the same. So there's bedding on top of the small writing desk. Downstairs is like 2-3 beds and like dining almost, and the fire is like next to it, if that makes sense.
We're thinking of installing a patio.
A nice awning as well.
Conservatory.
That's conservatory.
Right, nice.
Yeah. So
Maybe a hot tub.
so yeah, as you can see,
There's room on the roof for it.
that is the crack of it. We're going to put solar PV on one side. Change everything over to 24 volt.
David already knows what he's doing. He can install it for free.
Yeah.
I'll point over at Mossy's bed.
Which one's
I
Mossy's
guess you
bed?
can sleep over there.
The tiniest bed you
But
possibly
nah.
see.
Did he
This
just
is-
There's
sleep on a
actually
pile of
6
shit?
beds in this.
Pretty sure it was just a pile of like our coats or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
maybe.
closed.
There are some blankets in the
You
corner
did
that
technically
use,
have
yeah.
a bed though.
But there is
That's
6 beds in this.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So
Well,
which
that's my
one's...
spare bed.
that you pick.
He keeps his hat on it.
Well, one of those are squiggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's okay, I can put a hammock up.
So as you can see, this is
I
our
can switch
I'm pretty sure I got sleep on the floor.
this is our humble wagon.
Hang on a second there, we've not asked the most important question. Who the hell are you? Because we just invited this stranger into our...
Yeah.
We don't really
She
know who
agreed
you
to
are.
help us do crime.
Oh, and you fell out of an airship, but you didn't fall out of an airship.
Nope.
yeah.
And then crashed.
Yeah, okay, so when we first met you in that pub, you know, I totally empathise with wanting to keep your cards close to your chest. We've been asked a lot of questions that we don't want to answer, and I get that. But you've had quite the day with us now. And now
now's
you
the time
know
to be
things
honest.
about us that people cannot know. So,
You
are
know
you
our
with
secrets.
us?
What's yours? Yeah.
Please don't pick me.
Norm's just rolling the plastic sheet out behind.
It's like, oh, memories.
My favourite song is Hip to Be Square. Check out my fire axe.
I really believe it's a similar work by you.
What do you think of this business card? Oh god, it's stunning.
Ivory with a nice hint of...
Yeah.
I need to rewatch
Look at
that.
the embossing of this. So
Maybe it'll be my next character.
yes,
So yeah, now that you've had an incredibly exciting day with us and you know a lot about what we've been through, who we have with us and what our future plans are, you've kind of put yourself in a bit of a position where we can't let you leave.
alive.
This is like...
Bluestone, there's live. I think get a little crowbar.
I mean,
That's why we invited you back.
Characters,
So,
haven't we, really? Like,
We just need to make sure that we're safe with your company.
Let us this way. We've told you our secrets. It's time to tell us.
Yeah, we told you
I mean,
definitely
really,
all of
because-
our secrets.
yeah, there's that. And also... I'm trying to do the voice and I'm failing miserably. Yeah. You didn't know about his portal thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, in their defence,
He hasn't actually used it in this book.
I hadn't used it so far. So
We've come across a lot of situations, but none of which have really
portal
needed
related.
Portal
no.
related. Yeah.
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 Hey, we're going to the magic place where Squiggles is from. There's probably going to be a portal there.
Probably.
More like, I'm sort of hoping it will become slightly more important than it has been. But yeah, yes, as you see, adventure is something we're party to. Some of us have almost died several times.
You.
Yes. And yes, if you feel open to adventuring with us, it would be
understandable from our point of view if we were sort of on the same platform.
Let's put it this way: we need to know if you've got our backs when shit goes south.
Oh, yes. How do I say that in a proper voice? I can't. I'm sorry. I can only get the accent out if I say cardiac arrest.
Is that how you warm yourself up?
Stab yourself in the mirror
It's all temperature and then it's like
Well, we haven't had one of those yet, but we might do. So it's good to know that you can do something with that.
After all that running, I certainly came close.
Well, I can certainly help with some of the things that have been brought up.
You might be able to replace some of the skills that we've lost by losing our friend Moss.
Yes.
We really should have asked about that.
Yes.
Well, we're going to see him again.
A conversation for tomorrow.
I was sort of hoping he might have been here, actually.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to replace him.
Seal, give me an intelligence roll.
Intelligence.
Yeah, just plain old intelligence roll.
16 with a plus of 0, so that's 16.
You do recall that you were meant to go and visit someone in the tavern to ask about Moss.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I totally forgot about that guy.
No, I've had it in my notes about the doorman leaving.
Yeah, I know, we ended up getting mugged
Oh,
and
so
then
good.
walking into a crime circle and then finding a new boss and then getting
Yes. So
asked questions by that smoking vegan lady and
yeah.
Oh crap, the bouncer! Yeah.
so much for a long rest.
Yeah, you're supposed to be finished work by now, aren't you?
Yeah, you was told you 5. Well, would have been. Yeah, you're around about half an hour to go until he's meant to be
Okay.
clocking off.
Should we go and...
We could go and speak to him.
I mean, we've
Whilst
looked
we're still
here, we've
in
done what
Geneva.
we've dropped the stuff off, should we?
Yeah.
Well,
Can I feed Jackson quickly?
yes, and I'm going to take a little bit more of an inventory.
You do
Way
that.
off the hook, innit?
Everyone put on your fancy gear because we're going out into town.
Oh yes.
Why only on this one outfit?
I always like fancy, thank you very much.
Yeah, that is a problem.
I'm going to fashion Norma toga.
Some breadsheets.
Yeah, I fashion Norma toga.
We have got those nice satin bedsheets that we saw. A nice satin toga. Oh, you're gonna look nice. Fancy.
We did rob the place of
I like how it shows off my left nip.
Is that your best one?
Yeah, I like it more than the other 3.
Are you some sort of cow person?
No.
I don't think so.
I
I saw a
completely
minotaur
normal.
yesterday and asked why it was standing up, so I don't even think he knows what a cow is.
So
I know what cow is. Boo.
Well done!
So, checking through the inventory in the wagon, how much coal and stuff have we got left?
You've probably got enough for a couple of days worth.
Yeah.
So you might have stocked up a bit more, but if that was on your
Did
list,
the matey boy whose place we're parked up at, did he say something about getting some stuff for us?
Yeah, he could get the food for the Sandstriders and the bedding for the Sandstriders.
And we need to go and have a chat with him about a care for the Sandstriders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
'Cause we're not
So we
very
still need
good
to pick
with-
up like some of those supplies then. Okay.
Yeah, so he'll have it for us, because what we were going to do is get a net and a barrel for the back of the car.
Yeah.
So the net and the barrel's for the food, the net's for the bedding.
Cool. Okay. Shall we go back to the pub?
Yes.
And hope that nothing
we
goes
Oh,
to
just sat down already.
I know.
Ah.
Well, Jackson's been fed.
Jackson's been fed. Squiggles has been munching on fruit all day. He's fine.
You can leave the fruit box here this
I'll leave the
time.
fruit box here.
I'm done my inventory, so I'm ready to go if the rest of you are.
There we are.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Grab the key. Out we go. Door shut.
Okay.
So that was a bit of an empty threat, saying I can't leave here until I've told you everything.
Everything. That's just.
You said
I
you'd
didn't
gone
even get
outside.
any chance to
You might be
open my
like,
mouth.
I
Yeah, we just
like-
locked you in.
Off we go!
just looked down to you, I was like, we haven't made it to the car yet.
Yeah. And you did say that you'd have our backs if shit went south. So that's a start. That's a start.
So
We'll hold you to that.
We will.
we can just casually make our way back to the tavern?
yeah, if you're just heading there.
Yeah.
Yep, so you get the same cable car system and begin to...
See the buddy rabbit.
Right.
Well, you just... No, we don't. You know,
Alright, mate.
just went to freshen up.
And begin to ride...
Find some
Let's
time.
bring it up.
We all walk in then in the same order. We all just walk out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ascend back up to the top and see the same plateau and to the Betray Plateau. Disembark, head back through.
Everyone hold on to your pockets. This is pickpocket territory.
So the market itself has died down considerably now. It's the evening. It seems that there's some of the food stores are still cooking, still offering food.
Is that one with that big delicious fruit there?
No,
Oh, you
that one's not.
Okay, that's one.
There's the little wagon with a little gnome that's cooking some sort of
Kebabs?
like fried fish. There's mammoth's hide, etc. There's that's about one of the only real types that stands out to you. But soon enough, you do manage to head back to the Wary Traveller Inn.
What's his name?
Bound, sir.
Bound, sir.
And you slip inside.
Right.
Pry the door open, and immediately you hear this ruckus crowd. There's salacious shanties of long lost treasure buried in the vast deserts getting sung by a local bard who commands an audience. Then tank has been lifted in time with the chorus. You take a little moment to listen, and you catch a few lines of the song, which is goes to something a little bit like, "Oh, fearless adventurer, brave and strong, trekking sand far and long, to find riches in the treasure trove of an ancient lost genie's grove. But mark my words this lonely eve, to find the grove is to never leave, for the riches bewitch mortal men, deep down in the genie's den." And then you hear a ruckus then of tankards lift and clash. There's a roar from the crowd that rings out, and they chant the chorus with the bard.
You've been practicing that, haven't you?
Oh, obviously, yeah.
In the shower.
Obviously, every day, every morning in the shower that I don't have anymore.
That's not great to be practicing.
I've been practicing playing my flute in the shower.
Alright.
It's got,
Practicing something.
it's got a few holes in it. You scan the tavern then for the bouncer that you met previously, but you can't seem to place him at this moment. It's quite busy.
I actually have forgotten what he does.
I didn't even write down his
He
name.
looks like a bouncer.
I've been looking back through this.
So,
Did you not remember the name of the guy you met?
Write it down.
And his small ID armband.
Mr. Bouncer.
no.
Mr. Bouncer.
Biff the bouncer.
It's like. No, I just.
Say bollock.
No, I've got a note that says Zeal has his
I didn't even
cock
take that. When did that happen?
Nothing, I think it's like when you were talking, it was like really intense, and I just leant over the thinner and I was like, Zeal's got his cock out. And I was like, in the video, you'll see me, I was like trying not to cry with laughter.
So you thought you'd write
Yeah,
it
so I
down.
just wrote it down, I don't know why. I got
Good to know you're writing down the good, useful stuff.
Yeah. Well, I got your sister with the silly ass for some reason.
It's like your sister. The one with the silly ass.
I'm guessing, yeah. And I've got 2 wolf heads, metal and wood,
That stole
horse black baron.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
we think
Baron.
there's some sketchy Baron in the dregs that is
Baron-
something
Linked
to do
to
with the car
Baron
with the 2
in
wolf heads
That's
that
right.
took Moss.
Baron Cut.
Who often
then-
visits
You just know that he
the
was called the Baron, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bouncer that you were looking for was a guy called Druve.
Drew.
Hey! Alright, cool. Write that down.
We'll go to the bar and ask for him then.
Finding him just drove us mad.
Yeah, you begin
drove here
to
as
head towards the bar. Give me a perception roll.
All of us.
You were looking for Druve, sure.
I think we're all.
I'm trying to keep my eyes out, see if that weird
20.
cow's back.
20, unnatural though.
Okay. Right. You take a more inquisitive glance around the tavern. you still can't spot Drew. However, you do see one of the barmaids then that's heading toward a nearby table. There's a platter of tankards in hand. If anyone would know, perhaps you would know.
Would you like to ask the lady? You're so good at it.
Yes, stunning idea. I walk up to the lady.
You just see her, like, casually slamming some tankards down for some drunk patrons. There you go, off with you. She turns around and literally almost walks straight into him and goes, "Oh, sorry there, lovely."
He just freezes.
Oh no! That bulge in his pants is back!
We'll teach you about that another time, Nor.
I'm after a gentleman called Drew.
Yes. Yeah, he went on his break around 20 minutes ago. He said he had to meet some people. Is that you?
That would be us.
That would have been us, yes.
Well,
Yes.
he went out back. He usually takes a kip in the meat freeze. Yeah, he likes it cold. Don't ask. I don't ask. No one asks.
Who the fuck takes a nap in a walk-in freezer?
Yeah.
Oh, super casual, minus 18, love it!
Well, it is a bit warm today, Riz.
It is, yeah.
Minus 18?
And that's also probably why he's not back on his shift yet, because he's waiting for you.
Yeah, because he's dead.
If you...
Frozen to death.
A box of frozen chips has fallen on his head and it's just splattered into a sponge.
He's just. We go back there and he's just like this.
Just imagine Austin Powers when he came
I love it cold. Just like Jesus Christ.
It's got the fucking face Jack Nicholson has at the end of The Shining.
I was thinking about Austin Powers when he gets frozen. He's freezing.
Dick in hand.
We'll head to the back.
If you see him, you tell him Ginny said he used to get his ass back here pronto. We're running off our feet tonight as it is.
Yes.
I'll tell him Ginny said something.
And then she
Tell him that Ginny
scoops
said
off
you got a nice
with a bit of a hug.
Okay, to the meat
Deep
freezer.
freeze? Whatever it is.
Yeah, she called it the meat freeze.
It's called the
We're
meat
just
freeze.
allowed to go into
Release it
the
to
meat freezer? Okay.
She said it was out round back.
So is it... I want to see if this is a concept of it's just like a big block of ice in the middle of a room and meat just hung around it.
Yeah, I'm betting magic.
Well, let's go find out.
Really cold magic room.
Okay.
There's an igloo. You can go inside.
You head outside the tavern then, and you pass a few rowdy drunks, swaying from side to side as they head down dark back alleyways and into the thick of the shadows, vanishing from sight, while you hear the occasional hiccuping and burping that remains a telltale sign that they were now slumped somewhere in that said alleyway. You spill around the rear of the tavern as instructed, and you catch a glimpse of a
Pile of sick on the floor.
Oh, the gods of Aveska, stop it! I said I'd only go out for one. The wife's gonna kill me.
You catch a glimpse of a large storage unit then, made from sheet metal and weather-worn tin. You assume this is the famed meat freeze. Tiny fragments of ice clung to the hinges of the doorway, which lay open, sending little small spirals of cold air that escaped into the hot evening air. Give me an investigation.
11.
You catch sight of a barrel that's just beside the entrance of the meat freeze. There's a lit cigarette that's still burning embers, as it just seems the last of the rolled up paper is just fizzling into the gloom.
It's that woman.
I was going to say, it's the same
brand of cigarettes.
Is it the same? Is it Marlboro?
No, it's Camel. You're in the desert.
That's good, I like that.
That was good.
Give him
It was
inspiration.
like camel and
Go.
desert.
God, camel, desert, and it's a very old tobacco day. Come on.
God.
Fine, yeah, inspiration.
Who's a Grim Reaper?
Peer pressure.
I mean, come on, I'm getting bullied here.
No. So I pick it up,
Camel.
yeah, and I smoke it like a normal person.
I'm not vegan.
I eat meat.
Let's go into the meat freeze, boys.
That's like fake hard nut. Yeah, I'm alright, I'm hard. Smoking like this because it's not gay. So lame.
Smoking like
So
this.
lame.
You don't like Cruella de Vil. Right.
I was actually being a woman smoking a
Yeah,
cigarette.
so that works actually.
I wasn't portraying myself smoking a cigarette. It's called acting, you should try it sometime.
Oh, snap.
Flick it into the gun.
Was that your casual moment of acting?
Flick it into the gun pan and watch us all go up.
What? Had enough of this.
Straight
Because
my
if you notice
back.
the barrel was actually gunpowder in the
Yeah.
barrel. Oh, fuck.
No, okay, so you
Yeah, pick it up.
yeah.
Same rolling paper. Looks to be the same cigarette as the lady was making at it. Not the same one, but
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's. Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
as close as a roll up could look like another roll up.
Yeah. It's-
Okay, so the freezer door's slightly ajar. I peek round.
Okay. Give me a perception roll.
He really is going to be dead in
You
there.
can have some guidance with it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's probably really important.
Yeah.
You know, seeing him dead.
28.
Ooh, nice. Okay, you brush open a few of the plastic curtains that are hanging in the doorway there, and the cold begins to intensify, and you spot a blue crystal locked behind a metal window pane sort of box, which is magically imbuing
It's magic.
a cold spell
Cool.
to keep the temperature a very chilly state, to better keep the meat fresh. You can see that further on into the freeze itself there are pig carcasses that hang over thick meat hooks. Mammoth's hide seems to lay sprawled over large metal meat pikes. But it looks like the meat freeze itself stretches further on. You'd have to step inside to go any deeper.
We're going to get squashed in there and left them like.
It's
like they're not
Narnia.
going to be able to get out. Yeah.
I might stay by the door.
Somebody's going to shut the door. Yeah.
So there seems to be like a line either side of pig carcasses, mammoth's hide, etc.
I'm going to be like, well, he's further in if he's here. Why am I?
The shout.
He's further in if he's in here. Do we make our presence known?
Do some of you want to go in and some
Can we shout?
stay
Hey,
outside?
Drew! You're in there!
Knock the door.
Yeah, just
You
tap,
yeah.
just tap on the door. Metal
It's
door.
open a bit. Why do you yell?
Dum, dum, dum. There's like
We don't
an
remember
eerie
that.
quietness.
Sorry, but I
You can't necessarily.
That's not eerie. That's absolutely
run
terrible.
away.
That's
Slam the freezer door shut.
away. Big
music.
red
Slender
X
man
across
walks
it.
around the corner.
He punches you in the back of the head.
The music means nothing.
Yeah, okay. That's
Okay,
it.
so well,
Just the noise that ice crystal makes.
there's literally no noise in there. I guess the crystal makes no noise.
Like you hear it, you hear it like a hum of the crystal as it's releasing the cold spell.
Well,
But
the thing is, realistically, we're going to have to go in there. I'm like, I don't think he's going to answer. He's taking a kip. He might not
She'd
hit.
say
Okay, well, I'm from the north. I like the cold. It's too hot and I've
You
been
lead
too
the
hot
way.
for too long. I'm going in.
Okay, well, I'll follow you, but I'm going to have a gun with me.
No way.
Yeah. I know you haven't seen me use one
No
before.
way. Would you like to load that now?
Yes.
Awesome.
What about the second one? You gotta load the second
Yes,
one.
I'm going to load both of them before I go in.
okay, so you're gonna load the pistol and the rifle.
And the blunderbuss and the...
Didn't fail either. Didn't fail
bazooka.
either.
No? Okay,
And
great.
the AK-47.
Yeah, your machine gun is now
Is
loaded.
that big? I literally watched Commando last week. It was so good.
Get all the weapons
It's like one of
on.
my favourite films.
Get the
ever.
bazooka on there.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, you step inside. You begin to walk past the meters hanging, and the actual cold is a welcome return to lands that you've missed. That gives you a sense of homesickness.
Oh man, is it?
As you head a little bit deeper into the gloom of the meat freeze, you see ahead of you, maybe 30 feet or so away,
Big meat freeze.
in a chair with
A dead man.
A knife in his neck.
with the familiar figure of Druve, but his back's turned to you. You can see coming from his back was a billowing of smoke.
Oh,
Which
goodness.
looks like he's, but it looks like it's swelling up from his mouth like he's smoking a cigarette.
Oh, right, okay.
At least that's what you can make up from this angle.
Ah, yes, he's having a nap while having a smoke in a freezer. What could go
As
wrong?
you do, yeah.
It's a bloody health and safety nightmare.
Okay, can I get to
But
within
what
like
speed is the train
15
travelling?
feet of them? And then, sorry, we're late.
Yeah, okay. You call out, and you don't. There's no answer back.
Well, he's dead.
I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and I'm like, yes, he's probably dead.
I'll get
Is
a
it
little
just the
bit
two of
closer.
you going in?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna
I'm
get
definitely
a
not
little
in
bit closer,
No.
pretty much like massive hammer's length away, and I'm gonna just like kind of poke him in the back with my hammer and be like,
Really?
"I said sorry, we're late."
Okay, so as you push him,
Sorry, we're late. God,
Not too hard.
see-
Not kill him slowly. Wait, like
you see the figure of Drew just slumps forward off the chair
I just
For the love of the gods of Veska, he's dead, isn't he?
onto the
yeah.
floor. Then at this moment, you can see Drew in a more physical appearance.
Frozen. Dead.
He looks big and burly as the bouncer as ever, as you remember him, save for his eyes.
They're gods.
His white tunic sleeves have been ripped, revealing his muscled arms, but they seem now devoid of colorization, as if life force was drained from him. The smoke wasn't from the cigarette,
it was from his soul.
far from it. Both of his eyes appear as though they've been seared out.
Oh my goodness. We should have stayed in the caravan. We should
What's
have
the
just
matter?
never
Step
come
off
back
the
to
ladder.
do that.
What's going on in there?
I just,
Oh, it's great. Here,
I
guys.
just hold onto the back of
Feel
Fenrir's
such
tunic,
smouldering eyes.
and I just start walking backwards to the door. I was like, I don't think this is our sort of fight. And I just walk back with Fenrir like this, just looking into the dark.
Can I just like check?
You've got
squiggles?
dark vision.
I know I do.
So you're looking around and you can see the end of the wall of the meat freezer. This looks like the deepest, furthest part of the meat freezer. So it's a very large unit.
It's an absolute.
There doesn't seem to be anything else there other than a few more carcasses that are just hanging idle.
There's nothing moving around.
Give me a perception.
I'm putting the monocle on.
I'm putting the monocle on.
That's it, it's going on.
14.
Okay. So you can't see anything moving around. You can't spot any shadows. But the thing that you do notice is lingering in the air is a radiant smell of perfume. It's quickly evaporating, but strong enough that you can still pick up the mix of an invigorating, woody cedar meld. It's got a crisp vibrancy of a moonberry that you're picking up as well. And there's a dark charm of shade-warp mushrooms, which evokes this kind of seductive caress. You know from the smell that the perfume itself is something that seems quite rare in this part of Dahun.
How many sets of footprints are there on the floor?
Footprints?
Well, we're in a freezer room, so I'm
Yeah, sure.
seeing it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Give me a survival test.
It's one of my favourite notes that I've written down so far in this game. Just go and speak to the bouncer about Moss. He's fucking dead. He's fucking dead.
Mystery solved.
Okay. So, looking around the meat freeze, you can't see any other tracks other than Drew's boot prints, and they seem to head into the meat freeze. You can't see any sign of a scuffle. or any assailants that might have followed him in. It looks like he was here by himself and himself.
Suicide then. Burned his own eyes out.
Oh, suicide
Yeah,
by burning
as
both
you
of your
do.
eyes out.
I hear
What's
that's
that about his eyes are burned?
I hear that's the way to go.
Don't worry, no, I'm
The
fine.
way his eyes are burned out, I guess he's lying on his back. So
Well, now that you pushed him over, he's lying on his back.
Yeah.
Just burnt seared eyes staring up into the darkness. You can still see little slight embers burning in the eye sockets.
You know, does it
Must be hotter than the sun.
does it smell like
Dead flesh.
Singed eyeball.
no like
Char flesh.
does it have like a brimstone smell, like sort of like magic? Does it have a magic feel about it? Does it give off the impression that this is something that he's ingested and it's done it, or it's something that's been cast on him?
Strider.
Yeah, or one of these shadowy things that just shadowy.
So you're gonna check the body. For...
Well, I'm gonna have to, aren't
Okay, so
I? If my eyes start smoking, just smash me.
if you want to see like so you want to look for magic-y, I would suggest. You're not in there, are you, at this moment in time?
No, we're outside.
It's just us two in there.
I'm going in. Okay.
Okay. So Zero,
You feel
walk,
suddenly inclined to walk in.
you walk in.
We've been
Zero.
here. We've been here a minute. I'm guessing.
And yeah,
so.
you can see as you walk through the meat freeze, you do see Viatorum and Fenrir, who are staring at what now looks like a body on the floor.
What did you do?
This wasn't actually our fault.
Yes, for once.
He tripped
it wasn't
and
our fault. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Norman, oh, sorry. The lady that I spoke to earlier, and I think it'd be worth notifying one of them that their bouncer's dead.
What did you do?
Nothing!
So last time he talks back to me, Norman, let's put it that way. I'm only joking, Norman.
Okay.
His eyes have been burned out.
Don't worry, no, it's a lot less sinister
Yeah, it's a
than that.
lot less sinister than that. The gentleman's eyes have been burned
Don't
out.
fucking shout.
I mean, are we?
Okay, you shall we go back into the woods with Tavern.
No, freezer. I just heard this man's eyes are
Okay,
on fire.
sorry.
Of course
Okay,
I checked
sorry. I
that.
thought you. Okay, no, you head into the freezer as well this time, and then you do see the body as well.
No, not yet. Let's like at least search him or something first and try and figure out something.
Well, she knows we were coming back here to see
it's
the man.
pretty
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah, we will be the one to tell her, don't worry. But
On the
let's
way
just...
No.
Yeah, on the way out, let's just...
So you're gonna check the body.
Well,
Can I do a medicine check?
Arcana,
Medicine check.
medicine.
Give me a fucking
Okay, so let's start with the Arcana first.
Well, I'm going to do...
I'm still not going in. I'm
German's
sure
a
to make sure I
fucking
get
guy.
shut in.
Because between the three of us, we
guidance
should
and
get
something.
something.
Yeah. So let's just stick with the Arcana first.
You can have guidance with that as well. Give yourself
15.
Okay. Casting a short cantrip to scan the area for any magical residues, you can see there's like a glow of magic residue does remain. It kind of signifies that whoever does this did indeed use a form of magic. So magic was involved.
Magic.
Was or wasn't, sorry.
Was involved.
18.
18. So you the only thing that you can ascertain from your nature check is that that scent that you smelled earlier. The scent itself would originate from potentially Colonia, which is the neighbouring state, which we spoke about earlier to the north of Aveska. You know that moonberry from your own travels is harvested from the lunar glade.
Okay.
While Shade War is found in the furthest reaches of Nordskirian forests, which is where you're from, Fenrir, which is even further north.
Wow.
Which this thrives in very cold conditions. You kind of know that it would cost a pretty penny to get a fragrance like this imported all the way to Veska. So you kind of ascertain that potentially whoever did this
Is not
might have a bit of money.
It's quite wealthy.
Yeah.
And medicine.
I want to see if he struggled or anything, or this was just like an instant surprise attack.
Okay, just give me a general roll and then we'll see what you ascertain.
Gonna cast guidance on
my
myself
eyes.
as well, give it a thing. 17.
17. Okay.
But his shirt sleeves are all in tatters, aren't they? So that would indicate.
So that was enough. So what you rolled was enough to give you 2 of the investigation notes that I have here in front of me.
Fancy.
You ascertained that Druve was killed only an hour ago. The
He's
smoke
only
and
gone
the
20 minutes.
the smoke and the cindered flesh
That's true.
He's
still.
lying about his fucking break times. He's trying to fucking...
I mean, that's the least of his problems.
Yeah, he deserved
He's
it.
now got the
Evil
long
bastard.
break.
This is what you get when you
Skiving off.
take up too much fucking time.
The smoke and cindered flesh still appear recent enough to determine he wasn't long dispatched of. You also see, but looking into his eyes, it looks as though, well, the eye sockets, it looks as though they were literally burned all the way through to his skull. You gather with the nail markings that you find on the chair and the wood grains that you see that are still embedded underneath the nails, that he writhed and died in tremendous pain.
Oh, Drew.
Banter.
I really hope that this didn't happen because he was going to speak
Can
to us.
I roll an Arcana check in case I've ever heard of any spells or anything that possibly could have done this? Or any kind of magic that might
yeah,
possibly
sure.
have done it?
I give him help because it's one of the few things I'm good at.
Go for it. Natural 20.
Never mind.
You were good at that.
You've heard of creatures that might possess magic that can sear something. There are various forms of magic which can do this. It all depends how you use magic. So, for instance, you could use Burning Hands to a degree if you wanted to. You could use any number of fire spells if you directed it into the correct area. So it's
Very
difficult.
controlled, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's difficult to ascertain exactly what spell would do it, other than yes,
It would
it's
take
a very
a high skill
controlled
High
spell.
control over magic.
Yes.
Target it perfectly on that.
Scorching ray, one in each eye. Boom, done.
Yeah, but again, it would be someone that could aim and control that very well.
Or they've literally just lit their hand on fire. That's right.
That's another possibility. Yes.
Well, the other thing I was trying to figure out was this person in front of him when it happened or behind him when it happened? Because he was facing the wall, so did he still his killer before?
So yeah, glancing around the room, you can't see any stains on the far back wall.
Yeah.
Was
But
that cigarette outside?
Glancing around the other way, you can see that there are a slight cindering of ash just on and near the just literally on kind of what the entrance that you came in through.
Yeah.
You can see it's just on either side, so it looks like whatever beam, which means that whoever
was looking
was
at him.
was looking at him and had got inside the meat freeze and was able to
Taken by surprise.
But he,
potentially,
Wasn't he?
but there is no sign of struggle.
so he was
Is that the one that
asleep.
You said his sleeves were ripped.
Yes.
So would that not indicate struggle?
Was that just the fashion?
Give me a medicine test.
No, I got 6.
It just looks like ripped sleeves. It could be that he was very.
It's his fashion, it's his style, it's good.
Could be fashionable.
Yeah, he just
He could have
ripped,
been.
right? Might show the
He could have
gaps.
ripped. Yeah, it could have been.
Just flexing over this decker.
He is quite a muscle bouncer,
He is
so
a dead guy.
there's a possibility, and you can't ascertain why.
There's nothing on him.
Searching over him, other than a bag of coin which had literally 2 gold pieces in it,
Well, that.
there's nothing. You can
Not in that.
2 gold.
Well,
hey.
not in there. But
No, it's not a total bust after all.
Not total.
there's nothing. Yeah, nothing else that seems to be carrying.
Okay,
So he
so
got tattoos on his arms.
He didn't have any tattoos. No. The only thing that you can tell is there seems to be a bruising that's just around his bare arms, which alludes you to the possibility that maybe he was held down.
Maybe he was bound or held with hands.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Held or bound.
Either way, he had his eyeballs burned out, so...
So your own investigation, you haven't been around enough potential bound people to know if the rope burned. What can I say is your roll wasn't high enough to ascertain the exact reasons.
But all we're guessing was someone came in,
but you can see that there was with this
somehow stuck him to the chair, and he dug into the chair when it was happened to him, and he struggled a bit, but he obviously didn't fight back because he couldn't.
Yeah. Poor guy.
There was no scuffle as such because there's nothing else not doing.
I'm coming to the conclusion
That someone didn't want him to tell us what we wanted to hear.
No. Yes,
So target assassination.
Yes, I'm starting to get the feeling that conversation may have been overheard, and
We're going to have to be more careful.
he's now passed away.
So the conversation you did have in the tavern before, it was a very noisy, raucous
Well, just
tavern, so there was
Yeah.
plenty of people that could have been easily hit.
So I'm under the understanding that if we tell them he's passed away, I think they will deal with it themselves. We already know this Baron chap's probably involved. I'm starting to get the feeling, because of his involvement, this chap's dead. So, maybe...
And we're dealing with someone with
Yes.
serious control over magic who managed to get in here, burn out this guy's eyeballs without anyone seeing
Or hearing.
or hearing, and get out of here before a cigarette could go out.
Yeah, potentially a smoker as well, yes. So,
And perfumed.
A very perfumed.
yes, which is rather unusual.
Very
because it's-
expensive
it's-
Well, you know
Sounds like
what
home.
that means? That they're people. Because what sort of evil
creature.
would do that?
And we're perfumes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the point.
He's got a point.
Where be a
Never asked this in D&D. I guess makeup's a thing.
Makeup? Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
Lipstick's a thing.
Yeah, lipstick is a thing.
Lipstick on a cigarette?
Give me an investigation.
Whoa! That's not really danger.
Scarred elfling.
24.
earlier on.
24, I know the shade. It's a beautiful rouge.
Yeah, you are acting like a bit of a predator right now.
Oh, dear God.
Just trying to do his show.
David, put your dick away.
You
See it poking out.
You don't see a lipstick on the cigarette, but you do see the edges where it would have been used. It seems rotten, like black, like more black than the tar that would have collected.
Weird.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Does it smell like decay?
No, it's got that perfumey scent that you smelled earlier. So you can smell it quite strong on the cigarette.
Cigarette.
Not being funny, but being told, that our elven lady friend earlier on, you didn't happen to sell the same perfume on her, did you?
How far away were we from each other?
She was leaning on a lamppost and you didn't actually approach her. You spoke to her from a distance.
With the
Which direction was the wind blowing?
well, in the distance we were stood at, I didn't pick anything up. But I'm not saying it's not possible. She is elven, which gives me the
You're close
impression
enough
she
to
could.
know what sort of cigarette she was smoking.
Well, close enough to see that she was smoking one.
Close enough to see it was
Scarred. But the thing is, she, being elven, could have had access to gain the materials for the perfume herself.
Possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
she also knew where we were going.
she also
Well,
said she'd been keeping an eye on us, yes.
Well, she didn't see us until we turned up at the place where you popped the guy's tank. We had arranged that meeting with him way before we were like spotted in the city. So I would be more inclined to think it's something to do with that Baron that we think's got something to do with Moss than I would
It's
these
definitely
new
with him.
acquaintances.
But I imagine it's somebody working for him.
Well, as she said earlier, she does go where the money goes.
And I say, rich people tend to get people to work for them. They don't like to do the dirty work themselves.
Can I do a nature on something that when it touches something it decays? Do I know of anything that does that? Because if the cigarette's been in something's mouth and it decays, do I know of something in nature, like something that's fey, that does that?
You can give me a nature check.
You can have advantage, have a guidance on that as well.
Thank you very much.
Give yourself a default.
Nature, yeah? 27.
So nice.
Probably evil.
You know that there is a fey-like creature. Usually a very dark, brooding type of nymph that possesses a poison
Okay.
that seems to be
Potentially a
coursing through
scary
her
nymph.
veins.
Human sort of size? Smaller? The nymph.
A nymph? Humanoid, yeah. Human size.
Humanoid would pass down the street as a human in a cloak.
Would look a bit more. Stand out a lot more if they were just a casual nymph walking down, the street. But depending if they were wearing something, they might fit in, yeah.
Especially in the dark.
Especially in the dark.
Not being funny, but there's some guys in the alley there. I know they're a
Maybe
bit
they saw
pissed up,
something.
but perhaps they had something.
True.
And not being funny as well, we've been here a couple of minutes now. I think we need to go and tell someone, because the longer we stay here...
let's wrap up our investigation.
Yes, the more it sort of seems like we have done this.
I mean, this way we can say, well, we found him.
If I go inside, would the rest of you like to...
Go and chuck to our drunken friends and see what they do.
Okay.
Yes. So I head inside.
You're gonna head inside.
Break the good news.
Okay.
Someone's gonna have to cover a shift.
Yeah. She's gonna be pissed.
Are we
she's
not
run
going
off.
to be
She's run off her feet, right?
suspect if we...
No, because we're trying
that's
to do it
why
as quick
we're
as time as
telling it.
possible.
Yeah.
But if
There's
he's
no way we
going
can...
in and we're staying
Why would we go in and say
outside-
we've killed him?
Yeah.
We're just going to tell you that we've killed him.
And then leave us
Doesn't
back
make sense.
anyway. Yeah.
It's better to be honest.
It's going to be
I'm
hard
gonna
to implicate us when he died from magic eye burning.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of us
An
can
hour
do it.
before we
Can
got
I
there.
go for the bar?
As you head
Yeah, that big scary barman guy.
as
They're a lot
you
more suspicious if we run. A hell of a lot more.
as you head back into the tavern, you can still hear that same ruckus and patrons of plenty. And there's Ginny, who's serving again a few more tankards to those same ruckus drunks. And she turns around and gives you a smile and says, "Did you find him then?"
In a sense, yes.
Most of them.
What do you mean?
I'd like to speak to your boss, if I may.
Oh, well, he's not in tonight. This is his night off.
You might want to call him.
I can get someone to tell. What's this about?
He seems to have passed away.
What? What? Druve?
Not pleasantly, I might add, as well.
What have you done to him?
Nothing, but we did knock him off the chair.
Show me.
Yes. I'm not sure if you're of the delicate disposition, though.
Slightly, but
Please.
I'll send someone for the guard. And she, soon enough, calls out to one of the another individual in the back of the bar, and you can see one of them soon scampers out of a doorway and obviously rushes to retrieve some of the town guard.
I'm going to hide in the shadows in the alleyway.
She follows you to the meat freeze.
Yeah.
And looks at the sees what was left of Druve. She's sort of, my God, who would do this?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yes, we're slightly unsure ourselves. Whoever it was seems to have killed him within the time he was on his break.
I mean, how do I know that you didn't do this? That this is not some...
Why would we tell you just
Yeah, and with all due respect, it really was in our best interest to speak to him.
Yes,
If we had killed him, we would have left by now and fled.
Yeah.
Without going into
We very much wanted him
details,
alive.
Yeah, he was going to try and help us find our friend.
You've had someone missing?
Yes. I'd rather not overly speak about it because the last person we spoke to about it
God.
seems to have perished.
So, for your own sake, we'll keep the rest of the information about our friend to ourselves.
Where are you staying?
We're staying in our caravan, as it were.
Okay. Thank you for showing me. This is not what I expected this evening.
Neither of us. No.
If you don't mind, I'll tell the town guard that they have any questions that they would go.
I know you see a lot of patrons, but you didn't see anyone odd, anyone possible.
Was anyone asking after him?
Yeah,
Other
did
than
anyone
us?
ask for him before us?
Other than you, no. I assumed he was on his break. He mentioned he was speaking to. Well, he described you.
Okay. We're very sorry to give you that terrible news if he was a friend of yours.
He didn't deserve this. He was a nice enough man.
Well, he's willing to help us out and want to do right by him, the same as ourselves.
Okay, I'll send them your way if they have any questions.
Yes.
Thank you for telling me.
That's quite right. We're probably going to make ourselves fairly scarce.
Understandable. I'll stay here with the body until the guards turn up.
When we leave, past the cold shed for the meat, does the alleyway behind continue?
So the alleyway itself, you can head that way if you want to investigate.
Right, I'm going to see the drunks. Easily.
Yeah, speak to the drunks on the way.
Well, the thing is, if you were going to do it, you probably would have left.
That's the way you get. Well, that's where you came in, and that's where you leave. Yeah.
Unless they can just straight up fly.
Also that, yeah.
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 So that would be that.
Considering they left.
So you head up the alleyway. You can see. You can't see any. There doesn't appear to be any of the drunks that had gone that way. You continue to follow the alleyway. It goes up for a short little while longer, but then there's a dead end where there's some looks like tin sort of roofing that has been placed in just to stop anyone from carrying on down the alleyway. You notice that the alleyway seems to break into people's backyards in their little shanty sort of houses they have here. There's a few piles of vomit, but nothing else that really stands out down this alleyway.
Right. Okay.
Smells like me down here.
Hungry?
Shall we...
Oh,
Walk our way back, I suppose. Have a glance through the tavern on the way out. Just see if anyone's watching us.
okay. Give me a perception roll as you're on your way back, try and make sure that no one's watching you.
Not very good. 11.
Okay. Yeah, you do look around and you look up to the rooftops, and because it's quite dark and it's quite late at night at this point, it's hard to ascertain if anyone is watching you, but you do keep your eyes peeled and you think you're fairly confident that no one else has been following you.
Okay,
And I tell you, you're heading back to the wagon?
back to the wagon.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Yeah. We didn't tell which wagon was ours, did we?
You just said that you
we just said we're
adopted.
staying in the caravan. We didn't even tell her where we were parked at.
Okay. Just in case the Baron has town guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that.
Because that's becoming more and more of a possibility.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the caravan.
Yeah.
Quick.
You
Quick start.
head back to the wagon.
Yeah.
and slip back inside. Locking the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
check
we
it.
forgot to do something else. Oh, let's quickly head back up.
Oh, shit, let me go back in the
when we
car.
were walking there,
Oh, we left them all
we
behind.
were checking no one was following us, I'm guessing. And there didn't
Yeah,
seem-
no, you couldn't see that anyone was following you. I mean, that's what Zeal was rolling for earlier. There was, but yeah, he's fairly confident no one was following. When you get back to the wagon, you see a piece of parchment that is on the floor. It looks like one of Squiggle's drawings. Something new. And you pick the parchment up and you see it shows a picture of Mossy in chains, looking like he's been roughed up,
Oh, evil bastard.
and he's been held in what looks like a dungeon of sorts. You can't seem to ascertain anything else, but you just see that on Mossy's face he looks very, very sad.
Oh
He's fine, he's in the picture.
no. It's alright. Can I comfort Squiggles about that? And be like, don't worry, little buddy. We'll get him home. We'll get him home.
So sort of just cuddles into you.
We'll get him home. It's going to be okay.
So-
I had enough. We're not allowed to play with our friend anymore.
Is there any? Is
Bullshit
there
like
anything?
this. If you had a car, I'd key it.
Is there anything in the image that is significant? Like, is it a stone building? Is it a wooden building?
It's a brownstone.
Does it look like? I know the image won't give an impression of if it's light or dark or whatever.
So the only thing you can gather is that it's a stone building, but each of the stones has been scrolled in black.
Okay. So the impression is underground.
Potentially, yeah.
it's just a very dark place,
it's
no
a black
windows.
stone.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to try
Squiggles, we
the
need details.
Okay.
We're going to get him to draw, and we try and remember everything we saw from the murder.
Oh.
Okay. Squiggles was there technically. When you said, we were looking for stuff in the shadows or whatever, I got flashbacks to the shadow people conversation. I just had a quick look at Squiggles to see if he was like,
See if he was in ninja mode.
yeah, see if he was like, wait, I know what to fucking do.
Squiggles, guys. I don't know karate,
this is
but
my
I know
jam.
karate.
Squiggles, where did you get a gun?
Taking out some shadows on me, boys.
Just sideways. Oh, guys, a kill shot.
You giving
Yeah, we're going to try
Yeah,
it.
we'll get Squiggles down.
We'll try and remember
Okay.
all the facts and things that we've
Unleash
seen.
Squiggles.
Well, the ones that
okay.
saw the body and the one that knew all the information that we kind of gathered.
So Squiggle sits in the middle of the wagon.
And this is a traumatic thing to think about, so he's getting a whole apple for this.
A whole apple.
I think he's going to earn it.
He begins to draw.
He's a good boy.
Furiously draw. And you see piece by piece and line by line various crayons are used at this point. There's an orange, a yellow, black.
Get out the crayon, a 20 pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, next city we stop it, we're going to have to stop at the works or something and get like a bunch of pencils.
It lasts a bit longer.
And after like 5 minutes or so of scrolling, the picture's complete.
It's just dick butt.
And it's something called a Cockosaurus.
Squiggles, how do you know about this? You're too young.
No, you lift the parchment up and you look at the image, and you see a feminine face with almost charred-looking flesh, and right in the eyes, burning bright orange embers that look like scowling.
That's probably
Very
the eyeball
evil.
burning lady, isn't it?
Does it?
Ah, she's the
Does it look
firestarter.
nymphy?
Yeah. Does it look like
the twisted firestarter.
like what I've heard of from descriptions of a poisoning?
The charred flesh looks like a type of fae that you've heard of in travels before.
It's all
You
coming
can't quite
together.
piece what it is or what that fae type creature was, but you do know there was something to do with nymphs. But it is teachings from long, long ago.
Okay.
Maybe our historian friend might.
Yes.
Yeah, might be worth speaking to him
He
about when we
seems
see him
quite
tomorrow.
Are
Yes.
people meant to be on fire?
It's not something that normally happens.
Not as standard, no.
People aren't supposed to spit acid either, but
Not as standard, no.
Seems to be standard for our party, right?
You hold the parchment in your hand. Each of you turns staring at the parchment.
This is one of his creepiest drawings that he's done yet, to be fair.
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Put that on the fridge.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping them all together in a little book.
As one by one, the seam pulls away and shows each of you standing around the parchment as the camera pulls back through the window. And that's where we'll hold tonight's episode.
Then it goes to thermal vision. To the next vision. And then you can see the cackling of a predator.
And then all of our eyes start getting real sore.
3 red laser beams.
It's actually just some kid with a laser pen. Like,
So bloody kids that robbed us. They're the master guys.
well, that was all horrible and creepy and great.
What were we expecting?
Yeah.
A lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah, goddamn.
Foreshadowing.
I would have thought that, I thought we were
The
going to have a
evil
nice
shadow
evening.
people are going to murder us.
Yeah.
Oh,
If the nymph lady with the eyeball
shadow
popping
people,
abilities doesn't get
burning eyes people,
Crime guns.
a swamp of madness. It's going to be a lovely time, isn't it?
Yeah, we signed ourselves up for a nice, easy mission.
It's the marsh, the mad marshes, so it's not too bad. You'll be alright.
Swamp marshes, basically the same
Yeah,
thing.
it's the mad bit that we're worried about, really.
It's the going insane bit.
Yeah, whether it's a
I'm
swamp
not
or a
really that
marsh.
keen on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Heck.
Find out next time if we go insane.
I didn't roll a
keep our
single
marbles?
dice that entire time.
Sometimes you don't need
You can
to.
roll one now if you want.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it.
Oh, I rolled something. It's very exciting.
that's nice.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Good thing I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Got us a bit further, didn't it?
Yeah, bloody hell. So we know lots of stuff now. That's exciting. We know what Squiggles is.
Yeah,
Isn't
Squiggles
Ishara?
is a Ishara.
Oh.
But it's opened up a lot more possibilities.
Yeah.
It has, yeah, and like the whole Squiggles thing and this like crazy eye of whatever we're looking for. It sounds like it's all
Kukumungo.
yeah.
Come on.
The eye of Gabungo.
Brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, exciting. I'm having to take more and more notes each session. That's how I know it's getting intense.
Oh yeah,
Good,
I've got
'cause I'm
3
not taking
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've almost finished one page and most of it's just taken up by makes water.
Great. I'm glad that I'm keeping you so enthralled.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
Go and speak to the bouncer about Moss. He's fucking
finally gets me
dead.
a break.
Damn.
Well, join us for the next episode. Child Devonity. Stay safe. Stay humble. Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
Give us money.
Yeah, no, we want money. No, like, subscribe, helps our channel, keep us growing.
Give us love.
See you next time.
Going.
Live, laugh, love.